Hey YouTube, it's Chuck. So I'm out here on a midday. It's about 65 degrees right now, and I've got the bees all stirred up. And I am checking the singles that I fed last weekend and making sure they've got brood and that they're not getting overstuffed. And what I'm finding so far, I've already gone through 2 hives, they've got 4 frames of brood each. I've seen the queen, they've got good stores, but it's January 5th. So the silver maple's already budding, so they got natural pollen coming in. They got plenty of stores from my 2-to-1 last fall, and as you, if you watched my video last weekend, I'm starting with 1-to-1 to get them to start rearing. But man, if they've already got 4 frames of brood and I start them to rearing, this is going to create a lot of bees, which is what I want. This is my intent. But if that's going to happen and they're already at 4 frames, I'm going to stack the doubles on them to give them that vertical space. So there's a couple lessons I want to talk about today, and I'm just going to probably show you maybe 1 or 2 hives of what I'm doing just so you can follow along with me. But there's one thing I want you to know. Can you see these bees buzzing around? My bees are normally very, very good, but this time of year, they're pissy, to use a foul word. Well, guess why? These are not young bees. These little ladies have been in that box all winter long without any natural forage. These are the winter bees that haven't died yet. And as we all know, well, maybe we don't all know, but as academia has taught us, the older bees are the cranky ones, the ones that have been around a while. So these little ladies, they gotta go, but I'm gonna let them go naturally. But in order to make this video without getting my pants stapled to my ankles, it's not that bad. That's an exaggeration. But I already had one sting me inside the ear. As you might imagine, that is not very fun. So I'm gonna have my hood on. I've got some gloves on so I can work quickly just to kind of keep them in there. It is the time of year that you could induce robbing if you're not careful. Okay, so come along with me. I'm gonna move the camera over. I'm gonna kind of have you over my shoulder so you can see down into the hives. We'll probably do 1 or 2. Basically what I'm doing is I'm getting the brood in the center of the box. I'm putting another box on top and giving her room to grow the stack, the cluster here as we go into spring. Stick along with me. Okay, here we go. Take the lid off, set the lid on the ground. No more food left in the feeder from last weekend. Quick puff. First glance. Look at that. January 5th. Holy smokes. These ladies are doing good. And this is about how each of the hives has been when I've cracked them open. They're not like running up at me, but I'm getting ready to just kind of mess up their day. Little pollen still on there from last weekend. So I'm gonna have to kind of mess this up to get my job done. Most of that sugar is gone. Brood minder temperature sensor. Beetle trap. No beetles. And pollen patty, I'm gonna have to re-put that on there because look at them eating that up. That's nice. Okay. And this is extended release acrylic. I don't do that on all my hives, but I was trying. You see how they propolize that up? But it's almost gone, so that's ready to throw away. All right, let's see what we got here. Like I said, I've already gone through 2 of them. So most of this is stores on the edge. It's a matter of where the brood starts. Most of the brood has been starting about the 3rd or 4th frame in. That's solid food. That's that 2-to-1 syrup that I was feeding them last fall. So plenty of food. This one on the end is solid capped honey also. So I'm gonna go till I find the queen, cage her up so I can be a little rougher. Oh my gosh, solid honey. This is almost too much honey. But that's why all these bees were alive, because they hadn't been hungry. And more honey. Holy smokes. This might be more honey than bees. Let's see where we get here. This is probably going to start being brood. Yeah. Now, here's another mystery that I can't quite explain. And maybe it's just because I'm in Florida. I've got overwintered drones in here. I don't know if you can see that or not. These are not new drones. These darn ladies overwintered some of these old fellas. And I've got milk brood on this side. So this is a brood frame that they're starting to clear out. So that one's gonna stay in the bottom. Like I said, right around third or fourth frame. Milk brood, and there's the queen. This is a yellow queen. This lady has been going for 2 years now. She's probably gonna need to be re-queened, but I tell you what, a queen that produces like this for 2 years, that's a breeder candidate. She has not been superseded since the yellow dot year and still laying like a champ. So I'm taking mental notes of that, and as I graft here in about 6 weeks, 5 weeks, she may be a candidate for my breeder. As I go through here, that's what I'm also doing, is assessing each of these hives. Oh, there's capped. Almost a full frame of capped brood there, both sides. Oh my gosh. Matter of fact, after seeing this frame on January 5th, I'm signing her up. Breeder for sure. All right, so that's 3 frames of brood. I'm guessing because that one was solid, this is gonna be 4. There we are, 4 frames of brood. Starting to get towards the edge of the cluster here. I'm guessing this next one might have some eggs in it, but I'm not gonna commit to that. It could just be honey, like the other side was. Pollen, exactly what you want on the edge of the brood nest, with a lot of overwintered drones and a whole lot of bees. So this is very well timed, meaning like I couldn't have gone much longer. There was so much honey in here, she was plugged out. Those darn bees, and this is my drone comb frame, and this should just be honey this time of year, but they will empty this out and put drones in it. So that stays on the edge there. So 1, 2, 3, 4 frames of brood, pollen is here. These were all honey. So this is what I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm gonna go ahead and put that pollen frame drawn comb. We give her some more room to lay. Pollen, brood is in the center. I'm not disturbing this cluster yet. I'm just giving it room to expand. I'm going to put another drawn comb, Beekeeper's Gold, right there. Honey there. One of these was open. This one they were starting to open up. No, I'm going to put that in the top too. I'm going to put all this honey in the top and let them eat that out of the top. I'm going to give her another frame of drawn. A little bit of drawn. So this is set up for success now with more room to lay than she can possibly lay in the next few weeks. And I'm going to go ahead and assemble this back together and show you what I'm going to do with all that honey on the top. So I'm going to go ahead and put these items back in there. Let them finish eating that pollen patty over here. Get my temperature accurate. And here comes the second deep. Now I don't run double deeps for honey flow or in the winter, but these are essentially going to be splits here in late February, early March, as she starts laying this up. I'm kind of hurrying because they're starting to get a little buzzy. All right, so this has got some pollen and open, so I'm going to put this sort of close to the center. These guys are going to go on the edge up here because that's just pure honey. A little bit of open there. That's not a bad one to put right there. Another frame of open and some foundation, giving them room. That's probably all I'm going to do of the drawn foundation to grow. All right, so what we do is we have a cluster here of 4 solid frames. I brought up some of the honey and some of the open capped honey here for them to clean out, for her to come up vertical. There is not a solid honey cap here. See this, I got open brood here so she can come up and start laying. This is gonna be where she's gonna start coming vertical, which is exactly what I want, so I can use this top half for splits. All right, so look at, did you guys watch what I did? There she is. I wanted to put her in the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and let her go out here in the top. There goes the yellow beauty. And she's down in there. Top feeder. You notice I got a gallon and a half feeder here and a top feeder. When I'm done with the top feeders, I'm just gonna start using those gallon and a halves. But this is where I'm leaving them for right now. Now, I need to keep notes on all these. And I've written these same notes on each of these. Put the date, 4 frames, brood, saw the queen, she was yellow. That's gonna help me remember about that breeder in there. All right, that was one. Let me take you along with one more, just for the journey, and you can take it or leave it, whether or not you believe what's going on here in Florida this time of year. All right, sorry, just getting the camera lined up. Here we go, take another peek. Boom, Florida bees. Nice and docile. You can see the other ones were all buzzing around. I'm even seeing a little bit of white here on top of some of this wax. Now granted, that could be from that 1-to-1 I gave them last weekend. I'm gonna do the exact same order, talk you through it just like I did that last one. Take a look at this end here, kind of determine where we are. Solid capped honey. Open with pollen right there. So this is a nice edge frame, right? Got pollen and food, so this should probably go on the edge. Didn't see the queen. This probably is gonna be 100% capped. Yeah. No pollen here. Look at that white wax though. Wow, they may have just put that on there last week. That is fresh white wax, maybe from the 1-to-1. No queen though. She shouldn't be on this end anyway, this time of year. Not sure if you can hear them. They're old bees. Solid open brood here. Some more overwintered drones. Crazy, isn't that? There's my queen. Nice big red dot on her. All right. I cage my queens while I'm working so I don't hurt them, because I do a lot of talking and I don't want to get distracted and accidentally squish her. All right, so 1 frame of brood, 2 frames of brood. Don't really need to do this other than to know where I'm at. Open, 3 frames of brood. This might be the last one. Nothing on here. So this one might just be 3. Got some open cells there. That might be a good end one. These 3 could be solid honey. Yep, solid honey. She was plugged out. Solid honey. That one's a little open there. That could go in the middle of that top one. Foundation, starting to draw this out. That's a good one to keep in there. And then my drone comb frame, they're still drawing out. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one here because that had some open cells on it. This is gonna go in the top. Let me get my some more drawn comb. Oh, I don't want that. This is for swarm traps. I use these in swarm traps. Pollen. All right, Mama's going back in the bottom. Get my eyes on her. Yep, she's in there. There she is. Down. She's good. Here's that good drawn one I'm going to put in the middle next to some of this solid cap on the edge up here next to this feeder. A little bit of open there. That's still quite a bit. There's another drawn in the middle. Give her some foundation there. Well, all right, last one. Starting to draw this one out. And that's it for this hive. Okay, so what did we learn? Just in time, because she was plugged out with all that 2 to 1 in the bottom. This is why you can't just ignore it. I'm not saying any of you guys ignore it. You just got to get in there. You got to count the brood frames. This time of year, if you're feeding them or if they have natural nectar and pollen coming in, like we do here in Jacksonville right now, Zone 9B, they can add a frame of brood a week. So that 4 frames could go to 7 with those honey frames in just 2 or 3 weeks. You can't let that go too far, or these ladies will be swarming, bearding. I mean, they're not going to be silly swarming in January, but they will silly swarm in early February here. And when I say silly swarm, what I mean is swarm without a good chance of success or getting bitten by a cold snap. All right, I've got to go through 5 more hives, probably get some more foundation and drawn combs ready. But that's what I'm doing. I'm giving them space so the laying queens can take advantage of this pollen, the 1-to-1 syrup I'm giving them, and let her start growing some brood in this top half. This top half will build out, and this will be my splits. I will compress them down to a single for the honey flow, which starts on March 14th here in Jacksonville. That's it. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below. I really appreciate your feedback. I love to hear what you guys are doing in your parts of the country or your parts of the world, and sharing the information. Have a great day, everybody.